Demetrius makes a mental note for himself regarding the round table. Yes, that is something I'll be sure to bring up. I hope to learn more about it, and I'm sure that there's much more to understand regarding your well-deserved seat. But also the others who are on the table? I hope some join us in the Thayer so I can learn more about them as well. And I'm sure Ophelia can fill me in greatly on our travels regarding Fennel, isn't that right? And anything else worth sharing that happened in the mist from your perspective? Ophelia looks at them both. I'd be more than happy to share with you my story. However, regarding Fennel, it would be best to ask her for her own. When we were at Hynafol, the table seats were split between Imperium and Freehold. I have contacts over at Imperium and was there to see how they would choose, whilst Fennel went over to the Freehold to investigate. I was quite surprised to hear Fennel got a seat. Not that I doubt her, mind you, but for the fact that I wasn't under the impression that anyone would vote for a traveler. She pauses for a moment. There is one thing, though, that is not widely known, however. Lady Mayve, I'd assume that you are aware that a chest was found on the fighting field containing 4 scrolls, yes? A slow nod.
Yes, I accompanied the Admiral to the meeting that discussed the contents of those letters. They were always to summon monsters, I believe, one of which summoned the Wraith.
Slowly putting down his tea. I was aware of the Wraith, but not that it was summoned by Mistwalkers. And there are 4 of these? That is quite concerning. There shouldn't be more chances for unnecessary death to occur. Ophelia sits there for a moment, quizzical look on her face. Well, not quite. Yes, one scroll spoke of monsters. Each scroll was in a different language, each a letter or a report. Myself, along with many others, worked through the night translating them. However, it was only after we departed the mist that we were made aware that there was, in fact, a 5th scroll in the chest. I don't know where it went, who had it, or how it came to be in our possession, but we have it now, and realize that it is written in our own language. Demetrius looks a tad embarrassed. I apologize for getting flustered. The thought of more extraordinary beings popping up is nerve-wracking. How would a scroll appear? Was it overlooked? Is there a warning attached to that one?
What do you mean by your own language? Do you mean Elfish?
Ophelia giggles. Well, there was a scroll that was written in Elvish. However, she reaches into her bag and opens her journal. After a moment, she shows them the copy she made of the scrolls. The only thing is that the entry of her journal was not written in Common, nor Elvish. It was written in the writing of Voyage Maru. This is the language that it is written in, our own writing style that has been around far longer than I have. Would you like me to read it to you? Demetrius, bewildered by the language he sees in her notes. If you would be so kind, please. She hovers her fingertips over the journals.
Yes, please. The script is so beautiful.
Ophelia begins to translate. It reads, Hynafol has become an unsafe place for the travelers of Voyage Maru. Battle has begun inside the mists. Allies becoming enemies, chairs of the round table getting removed and destroyed. Only 11 remain now. With much death happening inside the mists of Hynafol, shades are beginning to arrive, of those who have fallen here before us. The magic that keeps us alive here is starting to twist those who it brings back, white-faced beings that roam within Hynafol's lands. While some wear the clothes of the ones we love and know they are faceless and act unlike themselves, once struck down, back to the mists they come back as themselves. But the mists are beginning to take their memories, a cost that had never been taken before. Much confusion and danger lies here. Demetrius sits deep in thought through the reading of the note, not taking his eyes off the words as they are translated. Only 11 remain? That must help explain why the original summoning failed. And I heard that the shades from the acolytes who mist-walked. Absolutely frightful beings. I'm curious if any were able to escape the mist, or if they are trapped by the lack of magic in our realm. The loss of memory is also frightening. No justice can exist without the tales that were experienced. Mayve sets down her teacups so abruptly and forcefully both cup and saucer crack. She does not notice, however, eyes transfixed on Ophelia.
11.
Suddenly she scowls.
So we were cursed to fail from the start, and whoever had this scroll withheld it from you and your guild.
There is many among my guilds that would swear by it. However, I was informed that it was in the chest with the other 4 scrolls. Ophelia took a deep breath and rubbed her temples to ease her stress. I was not present at the opening of the chest, but I was there at the translating. No one spoke about the 5th scroll. I'd have known our writing if it had been there.
This changes everything. Every discussion heretofore about the Round Table amounts to nothing, knowing we've been so fundamentally wrong. I must write to Sir Cassius and Lady Ulfhild as soon as I return to the estate. I assume Fennel knows of this.
Yes, I'm sure she does. We sent word out to all guildlists who were present in the mist. Word will spread of this, but I can confirm that this is no rumor. Ophelia looks towards the horizon and gracefully stands up. It looks like the ship is ready for departure. We best get ready to load. Thank you again for taking the time to speak with me. If you need to contact me, seek the lodge. We check in with them every so often, and they will be able to get a letter to me. Demetrius takes one last bite before standing. Thank you for your presence, Lady Mayve. I'll be sure to stay in touch should I find anything upon returning to Fulcrum. I'm also planning to return to Port Nether for the tournament, should you wish to find me there. An imperceptible gulp, and whatever storm was raging on Maeve's face is replaced by a mask of placidity, one only achieves with years of courtly manners ingrained in one's head. She curtsies to both.
Of course, you two have the tide to catch, and I had better return home. But yes, we will see each other at the Tournament of Champions.
After a moment's hesitation, she grabs Ophelia's hands and kisses the air beside both her cheeks.
I wish you both the safest of travels.
Ophelia smiled warmly at Mayve, honored of receiving such affection, and gently squeezes her hands. You as well, my friend. I'm sure we will be seeing each other again soon. Try not to exhaust yourself with the discussion of the Round Table. Remember the words of Aelwyn, a Mandalore of Luna. All who are seated can become worthy of their seats.